Jorge Prado has been spotted turning laps on an orange machine at KTM's US test track, and the spy shots are already setting the paddock rumor mill on fire. The working assumption: he's sampling the American spec factory 450 as talks continue toward a full-time switch stateside. That detail matters because a US factory 450 isn't a copy-paste of Prado's MXGP winning setup. Different fuel, different mapping windows, different exhaust and clutch spec, and a chassis balance aimed at SX/SMX rhythms and higher traction American prep rather than the bottomless ruts and long motos of GP sand bowls. The competition profile is different, too. Even fans who rate the MXGP depth chart higher will admit American stadium racing is its own discipline, and SMX hybrids ask for a different kind of intensity and bike reaction. What should expectations look like? Cautiously optimistic. On hard evidence, Prado looked more natural the first time. He sampled AMA spec red/orange machinery. His starts were razor sharp, and his corner exits had that floaty, free rev feel he thrives on. The limitation wasn't launch speed, it was keeping the late moto pace under a totally different intensity profile. If KTM's steel frame feel and rear end bike give him a calmer platform than the alloy frame character he's been fighting, that could unlock just enough composure to translate those hole shots into sustainable podium runs outdoors. Supercross is the bigger question. With zero interest in hype for hype's sake, a realistic first season target is top 10s, building to consistent top 5s if he stays healthy and logs volume on real whoops. He'll need time to learn the timing windows and the land brake set pop rhythm that separates podium guys from pack riders under the lights. Still, if his trademark launch control returns, and he strings clean laps rather than constantly defending from behind, we could see flashes of old Jorge sooner than people think. There's also the uncomfortable comparison that bubbled up after the MXON. Right now, the absolute top of the AMA 450 field looks every bit as quick as the best GP names in like-for-like conditions. That doesn't diminish Prado's resume, it just recalibrates how steep the climb is to become an instant title favorite in a new championship on a new spec. The safer read is slightly better than this year, not yet a championship contender, with a tangible ceiling of outdoor podiums and a year 2 push toward Real title math, if the pieces align. Either way, seeing him in orange again on US fuel at a US test track suggests both sides want to make it work. If the fit is right, the speed we all remember is still in there. After 7 Silverline seasons together, Tom Vialle and Redbull KTM factory racing are parting ways, closing a chapter that shaped both modern MX2 and the current 250 landscape in the US. The numbers only tell part of it. MX2 world titles in 2020 and 2022 built on surgical starts, mistake-free racecraft, and a temperament that never seemed to fray. Then came the transatlantic leap. Vialle's 2023 rookie tour in Supercross was deliberately steady. Learn the language of the whoops before trying to speak it fast. By 2024, he'd master it well enough to take the 250SX East crown, and in 2025, he defended the plate in a Salt Lake City finale that showed his hallmark poise under pressure. Outdoors, he was the constant, runner-up in the 2024 AMA Pro Motocross Championship, and third in 2025, confirming he's one of the most complete 250 riders anywhere, out of the gate, through the ruts, and over race distance. What made the KTM Vialle era special wasn't only trophies, it was how well his riding DNA matched the brands. KTM trusted his feel, he trusted their direction, and together they turned good starts and low errors into a title-winning machine. He became more than a rider in team photos, he was an ambassador for the program's methodical approach, precision over chaos, data over impulse, self-belief over noise. That's why this split lands with weight. It's not acrimonious, it's a career evolution. The next step, as paddock whispers have hinted for months, points to Giacomo Garibaldi's HRC structure, reportedly alongside Jeffrey Hurling's. If that pairing materializes, it's a blockbuster, a technician, and a force of nature sharing the same umbrella, trading notes across sand tracks and test loops. Vialle brings a starter's pistol reaction time and line choice economy. Hurling's brings raw corner speed and sand brutality. HRC gets both ends of the development spectrum under one roof. For Vialle, the move is a statement about ambition. He's already done the European titles and proven he can conquer American stadiums. What remains is legacy stacking, more plates, more relevance across continents, and a chance to shape a factory program's next generation by example. For KTM, It's the end of an era with a rider who delivered 5 major titles in 7 seasons and helped define their identity in both MXGP and SMX. For the rest of us, it's a reminder that the sport never stands still. Riders evolve, teams pivot, and the best partnerships end not because they stopped working, but because the horizon moved. Where does it leave the grid? With Prado potentially circling back to Orange in the US and Vialle angling toward HRC alongside Hurlings, 2026 is already gathering the outlines of a seismic reshuffle. That's good for the show, and even better for the lap times.